The funny thing is, like, so our charity right now is about helping people get access to clean drinking water. But I think most of the people that I've seen that are doing a lot in that space kind of learned about it through other charitable work. Like the owner of, or the founder of Charity Water, which is like the biggest water charity I know of, he was going to Africa and helping sick people and wanted to kind of make a difference and basically realized all these people that were getting surgeries and sick, and there were so many people that were having to turn away. Like the biggest reason why so many people were sick and so many people needed better healthcare was just because they didn't have basic access to clean drinking water. And that could prevent so many of the illnesses and issues from even happening in the first place. He wanted to kind of do something more with his life and then realized water was the best cause. And that is basically the same story with me. During 2020, my business was shut down with COVID. I was basically got into a ton of debt and just, I was like feeling very bad for myself because like I'd worked so hard to build up my business and then it got shut down, and same shit that I think everyone was, or a lot of people were dealing with, like being depressed, not happy with being stuck at home, all that bullshit. I learned through that kind of what got me out of that depression was just like not hoping that I would get certain things or achieving goals, but just being appreciative for what I already had. Kind of found gratitude and got really interested in history through that time, and I started feeling a lot better. But I realized like one of the things that I'll really need in my life to be happy is this renewed sense of perspective. And there's so many people in America that were so upset, myself included, that year. But then you could look at people in these third world countries, and if you compare yourself to them, then what am I really complaining about? I realized like I want to, instead of traveling and doing like fancy trips, I want to go to like a third world country and help build a school or get to experience like what that's like, to hopefully help get myself a better sense of perspective, because definitely grew up pretty privileged, pretty middle class for America, but definitely privileged for the world. So I was running an internship at the time, and I was like, well, if I'm going to take time away and do this, I'd like to try to help the students I'm working with get that same experience. So I'm just going to start a charity. I'll bring a group of people to third world country and we'll just try to help in some way. So that's how it got started. It actually wasn't involved with water. I started looking for charity partners, and that's where I found Give Partner, Give Power. They put solar panels on schools and hospitals in third world countries. But when they were doing that same thing, they realized like the biggest issue that these people are facing is, yeah, lack of electricity is tough, but it's lack of access to clean water. That's just such a basic need that's causing so much suffering, so much death. They really transitioned and they developed this technology, that the solar water farms that we talked about. And so through talking to them, I basically started learning more about the water crisis. My business partner grew up in different parts of Asia, and he's been working in building wells for people for the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it was something that I kind of knew about, but didn't know a lot of information. And I started looking into it and realizing like out of all the causes, there's a lot of great causes, but this is one that's really solvable. Number one, it's just about putting more resources towards it. And then number two, I just felt like it's the most worthy cause that I could do because I felt like I could save the most lives and make the biggest impact with it. But yeah, so we partnered with Give Power and agreed to pay for a solar water farm. And then the other thing that we are doing, which is what got us started, is we are taking a trip in February. So we're going to be bringing a group of people to put solar panels on a school. All of our public donations are going towards the water farm and the water crisis, but that's something that I'm also personally paying for, and a couple private donors are personally paying for, to put solar panels on a school. If you wanted to donate towards that, you could, but we just kind of assume all donations are going to go towards the water crisis because that's kind of what we advertise the most. That's where your money's actually going. But I'm really excited about that. In February, we're going to take 10 people to Colombia. We're going to visit one of the solar water farms that's there, and then we're going to get to kind of meet this community that doesn't have electricity, and we're going to give their school solar power. We'll do the physical labor for it. And my goal is every year to take a group of people on one of these trips. Hopefully maybe one year you guys will want to come with me. But yeah, but that's my goal. Like all my friends, families, loved ones that want to, I don't want to drag anyone there, but they want to, give them that opportunity to gain that perspective. Like for me, this charity isn't about me being a good person or doing things for other people. It's like, I really do enjoy life more when I'm helping others and I feel like I'm doing something good. And I kind of look at myself as a charity as well. I'm doing this for me just as much as anyone else. And I do feel like there's a lot of other people that would find that too if they did more. So
that makes me feel kind of useless that I don't have a charity, but motivated to start a charity. So until I do start my own charity, I'll donate to yours.
I appreciate that.